So guys, let's begin now. So when I'm just talking about this particular organizational structure, first of all, there are basically three types of structure we always follow in the organization. That is called line organization, line and staff organization, and called the functional organization. So when I'm just talking about the very first part, it is called line or military organization. These type of organization basically where the authority starts from top to bottom, and at each level there is definitely an accountability, authority, and responsibility. It means that whatever you could say communication, whatever you could say principles or whatever guideline which is being given by the top management, that should be followed by the middle level and the lower level management, and the department head having the full freedom to take the you could say control whatever it is being designated to by the top management to them. So that is called the line and or you can say military organization, where the communication, initiation, policy designing will be done from the top of the organization. That is called line and military organization. I hope so guys it's clear. Very simple. Yes. Yes, Adam. Thank you so much. Next, we have the line and staff organization. Now, basically, line and staff is basically nothing but a combination. But, like for example, definitely I'll just assist you. For example, if you are working as a investigating officer into your company and you are having an experience of 40-50 years, means you are basically working as a mentor in the organization. Your role, responsibility, and duty is nothing but to assist the new joinee, assist the particular person working in the company whenever they are facing any problem. Line and staff, you can see that line officer have the authority to take decision and implement them, but staff officer who is expert in that particular field, we will definitely assist you. Means they are basically working as a backbone of yours. Whenever you are stuck somewhere in the organization, the staff officer will actually guide you in this regards. So that is basically the important part is, yes, definitely. Because line structure basically, Adam, is nothing but the authority responsibility given by top management to different, you could say, individual in the company. And staff officer is basically nothing but an experienced individual, those who are assisting the company's employee based on their experiences, based on their, you could say, past, you could say, exposure into that particular field. According to that, they are guiding them in the taking decision making in the organization. That is called line and staff. Am I clear with this, please, everyone? And then last one, we have the functional organization. Functional means based on different departments. For example, marketing manager having their own role and responsibility on challenges upfront. We talk about finance department having their own challenges upfront. Okay, important thing is that functional organization is based on the division in the company, and specialists are basically appointed in the top position of those departments. For example, finance manager taking the all decision making when it's come to any financial consideration in the company. Marketing manager is concerned with their department. When the top authority of that particular department is taking the responsibility to actually proceed ahead into the company, and whatever direction, whatever suggestion, when ultimately they are the authority, they are the decision maker in the organization, but make sure it is functional. Functional means based on their specialization, whether you belong to production manager, quality manager, finance manager, HR manager, you have your own specialization into your functional department or domain. That is called functional organization. It's very common, I think, in the company. Different department, different specialist. Is this clear, guys, everyone? Sure, perfect, guys. So I think this is the part which I have to explain. Delegation, authority, responsibility, I think I've already covered up. So now I think I'll starting with the today's topic now. That is your directing now. Okay. So let me open my slides for directing. Okay. Just give me 1 minute. So I'm just sharing my screen. So today we will complete the directing part, and tomorrow I think I'll start with controlling. Okay. Yes, guys. Is it visible, everyone? The slides directing. Yeah, sure. Now, first of all, we need to understand what do you mean by direction. In a very simple language, when I'm just talking about directing, is nothing but to give a particular sense of clarity to your workers or to your subordinates in the company, so that they have basically a particular vision up front, what exactly the purpose behind joining a company, or what role and responsibility you need to adhere in the organization. Directing will basically guide a particular company in terms of their goal achievements. Because if there is a proper direction, or we can say a simplified and routing to a particular person in the company, what exactly the purpose behind joining the organization, what exactly the vision which we need to achieve, you need to clear it out, what exactly the dream which the company is basically has meant for. In all such process, you need to give some instruction to your employees. You need to train them accordingly. You need to give them a particular path on which they have to work, on which they have to, you could say, proficient in their working style. So directing is basically nothing but giving, you could say, a particular level or sense of clarity to your workers or employee in the organization, how they need to proceed ahead in the company. That is called direction. Is it clear, guys? What is direction in a very simple term, in a layman language, if we can understand that? Yeah, sure. Thank you. Now you can say definition now. It is a process of integrating people within the organization. Integrating means, for example, you are a particular organization working with 100 employees. Now, each and every employee definitely must cooperate with all. Cooperate with 100 employees working for the, you could say, achieving the vision of the company, goal of the company, mission of the company. It means that there should be a particular active cooperation among the employees in order to achieve predetermined goal of the organization. That is called your directing. I hope so guys, the first section is very clear. Integrating people in the organization to obtain their willing cooperation. I mean, there should be some active involvement of the particular workers working in the company in order to achieve the goal of the organization. Because if something which is not homogeneous, which is, we could say, very distorted in the company, definitely you may not be able to achieve what you are expecting from your employees to do so in the organization. That is definitely teamwork, we can say. But Adam, teamwork is only possible when you have the proper and clear direction about what exactly you need to do in the long run. Okay, so that is basically what a direction is all about. Clear, Adam? Okay, so now when I'm just talking about the next definition, the second definition, it consists of process and technique utilized in issuing instruction. Now, and you guys listen the word please. Process and technique. Now, as we know that whenever we are talking about any particular organization, their goal, their responsibility, you could say their authority is more about techniques. Because when you achieve anything into your organization, the we can say techniques in terms of subjective techniques, or we can say content technique as well. Because if you're talking about a particular company playing with numbers, you always need to achieve them. For example, if the company is looking for, you could say, achievement of 20% growth in the long run, okay, how you can achieve that 20% growth? You need to give them some training about how the company can actually increase their profit, company can actually increase their market share. That is the direction actually we're talking right now. So direction, when I'm just talking about, it is basically the blend of the process and the technique, which with the help of which you can achieve the desired goal of the organization in the long run. Is this part clear? I think so, everyone. There's two definitions. First of all, what is direction in layman language, and what is the meaning in terms of, you could say, a definition, a subjective definition of this particular topic. Shall I move to the features of directing now, if it is clear? Yeah, sure. Now we are discussing features of the directing now. The first one is basically initiate action. Okay. Now, as you know that initiating action means what? A particular proactive approach towards a particular problem a company is facing. Okay. Now, when I'm just talking about this particular topic about initiating the action, for example, let's suppose if a particular organization I'm talking right now, an organization is basically operational, the other one is, yeah, definitely. Initiating action is basically more about a proactive approach. Let's suppose I'm talking about a company and the company is basically suffering, you could say, decline in the sales since last 6 months. Okay. Now, it is very important duty of the manager of the company to actually become a proactive, because rather to face that particular severe losses in the company for the next 6 months, you have to be proactive to take some action immediately so that you can recorrect whatever the, you could say, adverse condition which the company is facing. Initiate action is basically nothing but proactive approach of the manager to resolve any issue in the organization. Clear? Everyone? Initiate action. Second is called ongoing process. Ongoing means it's a continuous process. Okay, because direction is not like you took some decision today and that will be implemented for the next 2 years, next 3 years. No, because of the dynamic nature of the environment, because of the continuous changes in the environment, you always need to pull up your socks always. What changes is being incorporated and how the company will resolve those things. That exactly will come under ongoing process of the direction. Is this clear, everyone? Ongoing process. At each level, I think it's very common because direction is possible, is required, I think, at top level, middle level, and lower level, because we are basically working in more, we can say, a manipulative environment, or where the distraction is very high, so that you always need to direct, you always need to take some cumulative meetings for your workers in the organization, so that they would always feel motivated and directed toward the goal, achievement of the goal of the organization. Flow from top to bottom, I think we discussed. Performance oriented, definitely, because whatever direction, for example, your boss is taking your meeting to, you could say, enhance the sales of the company. Now, definitely that sales the boss is taking right now, it is basically more associated with the improving the performance of the organization. So that is basically called the performance oriented approach in the organization. And when it's come to human element is nothing but because whatever direction which is being given by the company, it is always being taken by a particular person. That may be a top management of the company, that may be a group of person taking some decision in the organization. So whatever decision making which is being done by the manager, always a human brain is involved. Human brain is involved in taking the decision making. So that is basically the these 5 important aspects of this particular directing features in the organization. Okay. Am I clear with this? Any doubt, any of the point? If you need more clarity on this, shall we move to the next slide if it is clear? Yeah, sure. Now, principles of direction. Okay, the first principle, integration of individual as well as organizational goals. As we know that, because whenever like being an employee in the company, each and every employee working in the company having their own personal growth as well. Along with that, not only personal growth, but their particular individual must need to think of the goal of the organization, because you cannot be selfish in the company. Direction will always give you that particular clarity, that particular focus in the company, what exactly the individual goal which you can achieve, individual success you can achieve, as well as simultaneously you need to give some contribution towards the goals of the organization. Participative decision making. Participative means because direction is not a particular one person affair. It is not a one person game in the company. Participative means each and every individual must need to actively participate, actively involved to give their suggestion, to give their guidance, so that the company would be in a condition to take some constructive decision in the long run. Delegation authority we know already, because you need to give some power to managers, power to the concerned authority in the company, so that they would manage the company. They can understand their responsibility as well, because when a particular company is giving some power or authority to a particular individual, simultaneously you are also responsible to you could say adhere the expectation of the top management. So if you are appointed as a senior manager in the company, you have your responsibility, you have your authority with you. So responsibility always comes with authority, guys. Always try to understand. And that's the reason you will get promoted in the company based on the authority, but simultaneously you are also answerable in the organization towards the, we can say, the designated power which the company is giving it to you. Effective communication is very important, because the proper communication from the top level to lower level or whosoever is basically the directing authority in the company, they must have that particular power available in the company to communicate it properly. Communication means basically there should be a proper, you could say, explanation, proper interpretation, what exactly you are expecting from your team or from your subordinates. Yes, definitely, Adam. Yes. Right type of leadership is very common, I think, because leadership is basically different type of leadership we have: autocratic, democratic, free, laser. What type of leadership will best suit to your requirement in the company? That's called right type of leadership. Unity of command, guys, because unity of command means, like for example, if you are working as a team member in the company and you have a team leader, if there would be multiple team leader and giving the direction separately, definitely you would be in a state of confusion that to whom to follow. Means there should be unity of command. It means that there should be only one boss who can guide the team, and the team will actually answerable to that particular boss. If there would be multiple boss, definitely it would be the state of confusion for the workers working in the company. Yes, Anubhav, it's correct, because delegation of authority is more about distributing the power to the employee. But when you are distributing the power, means you are also answerable and responsible to fulfill those expectations. Clear, Anubhav? Yeah, sure. Next one we have appropriateness of direction techniques. Now, appropriation, nothing but basically because when we talk about different type of organization, we talk about service organization, we talk about manufacturing organization, we talk about capital intensive companies as well. Depends on the type of company you are dealing with. According to type of company, your direction, because see, depend on size of the company, depend on the exposure of the company, depends on the you could say expected growth which is being done, which is being expected by the top management in the company. Because direction technique differ from company to company, depends on size of the company, depends on the decision making which is being done by the company. Appropriateness of direction techniques is basically more about you always need to adhere the right technique, you need to implement the right technique so that that would suit to the requirement of the organization. And the follow-up is very important, because whenever you are implementing any strategy, you always need to take a proper observation that whether the things are going right as per the expression of the individual or the company. So follow-up is basically more about taking a reflection of what you have implemented. Any doubt in any of the point, please let me know, guys. We will discuss. Else we'll move to the next slide, type of direction or techniques now. Clear, Adam? Perfect. Anyone else having any query? Yeah, right type of leaders, Anubhav. Please try to understand, because as we know that there are different type of leadership we have: autocratic, democratic, free leisure, a hybrid type of leadership. Because as we know that, because like if you are definitely, you all are working professionals, and you might have experience with different organization. In every organization, you met with your boss, and different boss having their own style of you could say interacting with their subordinates or with their team members, we can say. That is called right type of leadership. Because like for example, if you're talking about a sales company, Anubhav, different type of leadership is required. If you talk about any service based organization, different type of leadership is required. Okay, so what my point is that when we discuss about the right type of leadership, is based on the type of company and based on the outcome you are expecting out of it, the leadership command or leadership direction also differs as well. Like for example, if I'm talking about education sector, leadership is very different. Okay, it is more about the influencing leadership. Okay, when we talk about a sales organization, marketing organization, the leadership style is very different. It would be more autocratic. Clear, Anubhav? Anything else apart from this, guys? All points are clear, I think. Yes, definitely, Adam. Because see, leadership basically an art which is either inherited or it is natural in some person else. Because up to an extent, leadership can be earned, or we can say the type of leadership which we can acquire, because it is more about learning by experiences. We can say that is a form of leadership which we can consider apart from the natural leaders, because some things come by experience only, and those exposure experience will actually make you more polished leader, more influencing leader in the long run. Clear, Adam?